I wouldn't be surprised if I mispronounced De'Von Achane's name. No, I would be surprised. I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if De'Von Achane finishes as a top 5 running back this season in fantasy points scored. And I think when it comes to Achane, he's been a really polarizing player in our mock draft so far. We've done a bunch that Jamie's done a great job organizing with a lot of good industry experts. And I love looking at where he comes. What do you?
With such a brown nose. I mean, come on, Jamie does such a great job.
No, I didn't. I just said he's done a great job organizing a lot of mock drafts with a lot of good experts so far.
Okay.
It's not a brown nose. Adam, you do a great job
Shut up,
organizing the
Adam. I like it.
podcast, and you do a great job getting the show together. Okay, Adam, do you want a compliment as well? I can
Thank
give
you,
them
Dan.
to you too. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, we've done a lot of fun mock drafts so far. I'm sorry to, praise the person who did a good job organizing them. I guess, they magically got put together and operated. And there's a lot of good recaps. And I always look for if there's anything about HN because I feel like he's one of the more polarizing players in the pre-draft process. And I'm on the higher end of this because I think too much has been baked into the downside of what could happen when it comes to HN when the upside is still phenomenal. He's a player who fit the system perfectly. I said it before they drafted him. I said it after they drafted him. His running style is perfect for an outside zone blocking scheme. We saw that last season. But what really stands out to me as room for growth is just the idea that he could potentially take over more of the red zone role last year from Raheem Mostert. And we saw that early in the season, early in his breakout part before he got injured himself. So a healthier HN who takes over a little bit more of the red zone role with more speed on the offense after adding Odell Beckham Jr. and after adding, I believe, Malik Washington, who they drafted, who I really like that fit there if he gets some time in the slot. With potential, we'll see if this happens. Growth on the offensive line, better health on the offensive line. There's an opportunity here for him to score 10 plus touchdowns with a lot of yards and maybe more of a role in the passing game. I think that will get him into the top 5 at the running back position, especially when you consider all the attrition at the position on a year-to-year basis. So if he can be one of the ones who stays healthy in this high-scoring offense with more of a role, I'm very excited about year 2 for him. I mean, it's still a young running back entering year 2. That should be a time for a potential breakout.
I know you like Derrick Henry a lot. Who do you draft first, Henry or HN?
I'm still going to go Henry over HN because I'm a huge fan of Henry. So it's another one of my wouldn't be surprised ifs.
Okay. I am trying. All right. So let's see. I'm looking for our most recent mock draft that I keep referencing. I'm pretty sure HN was a round 4 pick. He's probably around about 40th overall. Is it weird if I look at another website's mock draft and see where HN went just to give context?
No, that's your job.
Okay, good. So I'm looking at an ESPN mock draft, and he went 33rd overall.
I mean, we only have 10 plus mock drafts to choose from for ours, but yeah, go ahead.
Not since the NFL draft, though. We don't have that many.
We have a good
I'll look at a different one. I'll look at the PPR one because I keep referencing the half PPR one. So in our PPR draft, in our PPR draft after the NFL draft, De'Von Achane went. Let's see, the second pick of round 4, so 38th overall, 33rd in the ESPN one that I mentioned, which I believe is PPR.
So the thing that's, as Dan mentioned, is polarizing. Does he do this if Raheem Mostert stays healthy? That's the thing I have a hard time, grasping. And then what does Jalen Wright do to impact both those guys? And I think those are fair concerns. Clearly, if you just talk talent, I think he's the most talented of the 3. But does he get the opportunity that he needs? And you referenced the touchdowns, Dan, and I don't know if that happens if Mostert stays healthy based on what Mostert did a year ago when he led the NFL in rushing touchdowns. So does he significantly regress if he stays, at 100%? Or does it take a Mostert injury for Achane to get those chances? And so I don't know what you're basing it on. And both could be accurate. It could be he's just better and they decide to give him more work, or it could be, yes, I'm counting on a 32-year-old running back to break down who's got a history. He's been healthy in Miami for the most part, but does have an injury history that he does miss some time. So I've kind of, I think most people have, gone from Achane as a potential top 10 pick to a top 10 running back, top 2 round pick, top 24 pick to dropped him close to 20. Now I moved him, I think, at 17. It's a tough player to figure because just based on talent, he's amazing.
Yeah, I looked before the show at all your guys' rankings, you, Heath, and Dave, and no one had him inside the top 15. I think you're right. You had him at 17. And I think the point is, like, this is not bold prediction show. It's not us saying this will happen. It's you wouldn't be surprised at, which means there's
Yeah.
that ceiling to it. Like he has that opportunity, that possibility. But like you said, there is a good enough downside case to make for it to be a risky pick if you're going to go higher than this. But I think in that round 4 range, you don't lose, your opportunity cost is not too great for it, for me.
Yeah.